I've been making YouTube videos for about 7, 8 years now, and there's just been so much going on in the world, in my life, everything that the last 2 years or so, I haven't really been making much. I haven't made any consistent videos for a while. And, life has been busy. Life has kept me busy. I've had a lot of other things going on outside of YouTube that have been time consuming, mentally draining, all that stuff. But what really has also been another major factor in this is that I've been losing interest in doing this. And there's a couple reasons. And let me start off with the biggest one being that tech has kind of gotten boring, which is not a bad thing. Things being boring aren't always bad. But what that meant was that that kind of drive to go out, try new things has kind of lowered because the new things aren't all that new. They're just minutely different. And to keep up that level of enthusiasm when you have things constantly changing and trying out new things, way harder to do. And I really don't know. I'm not very good at faking that kind of emotion and trying to sell something that's similar but not very different. So I found it very hard. And also, I think that the other reason has been that I've been feeling very overwhelmed with the amount of purchases I've been making in like the tech stuff and not being able to give them proper utility. I started this YouTube channel because I felt like I was buying so much tech and I needed to justify it in a way. And now that I couldn't justify them, I started buying more, and that cycle kind of got worse. And I want to be able to enjoy tech, but I also don't want to be a hoarder. I don't want to be a person that's just, contributing way more to e-waste than I have to. At the same time, I love collecting these things. I love looking at it as a part of history. I mean, I have not sold an iPhone in years. I still own every iPhone that I've bought over the last so many years. And in fact, like I don't even upgrade the software on them. Like once, so I just keep it there because I want to save it as history, so I can go back like 2, 3 years down the line and pick up a phone and be like, oh, so this is what the experience was like on that phone. So I enjoy collecting, but at the same time, over the last couple of years, I've started to feel a guilt about it, and that's also contributed to the fact that I've stopped buying as many phones. This kind of weight on my head has forced me to slow down and look at what I'm buying more carefully. I would love to, buy more things, but I haven't felt excited to do it either because, as I said, the changes are so minimal. And on top of that, I think content creation itself has changed, which has also added to this entire almost negative feeling I've started to have towards this, which is that influencer culture, influencing in itself, has really become a very different. It's taken over the YouTube landscape. When I started in 2017, I don't even think influencing was really a well-known word. I don't think people were using that as much. YouTuber was still a term people would use. People were watching YouTube. It was popular back in the day. And yes, there were tons of small channels. People were getting into it. But 2017 was a very different landscape than what it is today. And I'm not an influencer. I don't know, like that whole influencer persona, attitude, aura, I don't have that. I'm not that vivid. I'm not that bubbly. I just am way more happy and comfortable when I'm talking about facts, when I'm talking about, oh, I tried this and this was like that and this is how it compares to that. That's more of what I am. I'm way more organized and like analytical about things. I like organizing things. I'm not that great at selling things. The platform I joined and started making content for is not the same as it was, and I think that's also changed my readiness to take part anymore. It's kind of made it so that I'm not as enthusiastic about it. And the thing with influencing, why I say that is because I'm not somebody who started this YouTube channel for fame or to get subscribers or to go out and tell people, oh look, I have millions of subscribers and this and that. No, I've never been that worried about subscriber count. I've always loved more so the interactions I have with people. Those comments you get, those messages you get about, hey, I tried what you said, it was great, but I also realized that this didn't work. Like, just genuine conversations. And that's what I've always wanted. In my social circle, there's not a lot of people who are into tech. There's a very small number of people who are very into tech to the same level I am. So I've always wanted more people to talk to about this stuff, and having this channel helped me do that. I was able to communicate my thoughts, share my findings, just give my opinions, give some rants here and there along the way, and just have fun with it. But now the culture is a little bit different around YouTube, where not just YouTube, social media in general. And also another thing, I stopped using pretty much all other social media outside of YouTube. I don't do Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any of that stuff anymore. Or I don't do well compressing my thoughts into 60 seconds or cutting myself down and leaving out key information just so I can make a video that's 60 seconds long. No, I want more time. I want to delve into findings I had. I want to go on tangents about the findings. And that doesn't play well with short format video. And that's why I've tried making short format videos. Some of them have been okay. Some of them have performed well. But for the most part, short format has not played well into my skill set or my forte, nor has it really matched my content style. So I tried to play into that. I might still experiment with it here and there, but that clearly has just not been something I've been excited by either. So that's why YouTube and content creation has been slowed down for me. But I've also been feeling bad about it because it's something I do truly enjoy doing. I love building a story. I love taking a product, testing it out, figuring out what's good, what's bad, what's unique about it, and then crafting a story, and then sharing that story with everyone. That's the part that I miss, and that's the part I've been really feeling bad about abandoning. And I want to get back to doing that. And I also want to, start doing more and not worrying about the numbers of everything. And that started happening when I wanted to make this my career. But I've at this point accepted that YouTube is not going to be my full-time career. I am no longer going to be like, my whole time thing is this. But I'm still going to do this because I enjoy doing it. As I said, buying tech, learning about it, trying to kind of break some of those preconceived notions I had. I still think about all the time how much I used to hate the Google Pixel, and how buying a Pixel made me completely reevaluate things. And those are the things I want to keep doing. I want to keep learning. I want to keep enjoying the space, but without the burden of these other things of trying to find more success or trying to find more growth. Now, I do want growth. I'm not going to say that I don't want growth, but the growth I want is I want people to interact. I want people to comment. I want to have conversations with people. And over the years, there was a time where I would reply to every single comment. And I still try to do that. I haven't in the last year or so, but I still try to, whenever I'm active, I try to make sure, I have notifications, email notifications turned on for comments. So every single comment that you guys leave, I get an email about it, and I go through all those emails, and then I reply, or I try to reply to all of them. And that was the part what I really enjoyed. And I'm going to try to go back to doing that. I'm going to try to go back to finding what I loved about this and focusing on that instead of worrying about all these changes that have occurred in the last couple of years. And some of this is my fault too. I didn't have to lean into some of these newer things, or I didn't have to worry myself too much about it. But, hindsight is always going to be 20/20 with this stuff. So I'm excited to kind of get back into making content, but more of a different take to it than before. Before I go, another thing that I have learned with my content is that my comparisons and the videos I make, the reviews and everything, they don't get a lot of traction, but they take a lot of time to make. I enjoy making them. The story is great. But when you don't get that kind of return, that not in terms of money, I'm talking even in terms of interactions or whatever I'm craving for, if I don't get that back, it becomes way harder to justify, and then that demotivates me to make more content. And, at some point, I have to look at it and say, okay, maybe I'm just not doing the best job with that kind of content, so I need to pivot or I need to make changes to that. But again, it's very hard to make those changes too. It's easier said than done. And I found that, other kind of niches have been way more successful on my channel, particularly accessory and case videos. They always do way better than phone unboxings, phone reviews, phone comparisons. camera tests and all that. I've done all of those in the past, and they always almost consistently perform way worse than like a 5-minute video about some $15 case, which always will end up, getting me way more traction, way more, affiliate revenue and everything. So I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to make those case videos because I want to check out those things as well. But I think that there's going to be a little bit more focus on the other stuff, even if it's not as, rewarding. I just think that I might have to be a little bit more particular and not try to make a review on every phone or try to make a comparison with everything. I think that I need to stop doing that. I need to stop telling my brain that I have to compare it with everything, and I need to focus on the 2 to 3 things that I really want to do with it, and then work from there instead of overwhelming myself and then just kind of completely abandoning the entire plot. So that's where it is. That's what I've been doing. That's why I've, changed a lot in terms of my content frequency and what I've been covering as well. And I would really like to just thank anybody who's still watching this, because I don't think that there's going to be a lot of people left watching this at this point in this video, but whoever is, thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate the viewership. I really appreciate everybody who's watched a video, commented, tagged along, and I'm really looking forward to keeping this going. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.